Hey guys, you know, there's one thing I've talked about before on this channel, but not as much as some other things, honestly, is the fact that, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Hold on for a sec. Like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one that deals with this, but when it comes to updates on your computer, depending whether or not you have an HP, a Dell, an ACR or ACER, whatever they call them, a Linux, whatever the brand may be, HP, Dell, Mac, Linux, Acer, or Acer, if you will, or any kind that might be good for any kind of gaming or personal or business peripherals. If there's one thing a lot of these systems have, a lot of these computers, laptops, notebooks, and even like, let's say, smartphones, smart TVs, and all that have in common, is the fact that they have, they have to go through updates. They have to go through updates almost on a monthly or bi-monthly, basis. And sometimes they're just minor updates. They're the kind of updates that just, give you a few tweaks here and there, and that's about it. You don't have to worry about nothing else. It's just a few tweaks, just fixing of a few issues here and there. But once in a while, they will do what's known as a featured update. And a featured update is basically an update that well, let's just put it this way. You better make sure you have more than just one laptop or computer on hand when this happens, because this feature update sometimes takes a long time. It takes like almost a day to complete. And sometimes the features are not even that big of a deal. Sometimes they're just, changing the color of, the start menu, the menu with the start, the restart, the shutdown, the index, if you will, for all your apps and folders and stuff that you utilize. Programs, if you will. And sometimes it's also the browser. There's no doubt. Also times it's to help kind of fix things, stabilize things, there's no doubt. But the end result in the end is mainly you having to shut down and update, or update and restart, and then in my case shut down again so things start running properly, just in case something may occur, because mostly, like in my case, it's a slowdown a little bit, and you don't want that. You want things to kind of be up to par, up to speed. So in my case, you shut it down after it's completely done the update and the restart. However though, sometimes after a major update, the shutdown and the loading, the shutting it down for the night or for a time, or starting it back up, can take a little longer. And sometimes that's a pain. And you wonder if maybe you screwed something up, or maybe the update was corrupted. Now for me, yesterday, I had quite the adventure with my laptop. My laptop decided that while I was trying to upload some files, some videos, if you will, onto the computer, it decided to slow down. Or not slow down, it decided to basically be very slow when it came to uploading the files, from, or transferring the files from the camera to the computer. And what happened is it got to a point that the Windows folder that it was going to, slowed down to a crawl. I don't know what was going on. Honestly, I didn't know what was going on at first, but I think I kind of have an idea. You see, there's one thing I've looked up and realized when researching these issues, is that even though they do, most computers and the software that's pre-installed with them, whether it's Windows or Linux or whatever. The one thing that they give you, most of them, is the option to pause the updates or schedule them for later on down the line. Well, basically that's what it is. Pause them for like later on down the line, like maybe a week, couple weeks, a month, whatever, so you don't have to worry about them. However, even though you do that, it seems that Windows or Linux, whatever you call them, or whatever software you have pre-installed into your computer, laptop, or whatever, it seems that despite you pausing it for a time, it decides to keep doing updates. Yeah, it'll do minor updates even though you've paused them. And you think to yourself, well, you ask yourself, you ask yourself, like, well, why would they do this? Why would they keep doing updates when they've given you the option that you're utilizing to pause them? And I think sometimes the reason they do that is because it's their way of saying, hey, do the update, get it over with, and you'll be fine. And sometimes I think they kind of program it to where they will purposely, slow down a computer or do these minor updates to slow them down, so you would have to do it. So guess what I did yesterday? After rebooting my computer because it froze up, thank the Lord it ended up working fine afterwards, and even after the update, basically, like I said, after rebooting it and everything, hold on for a sec. Like I said, what I ended up doing was uploading the update. Yeah. Even though I had actually closed it down for a bit. Hold on for a sec. Like I said, even though I closed it down for a bit, I'm not closed it down, but paused it for a while, I ended up letting it go. Yeah, I ended up... Oh, I shouldn't do that. Sorry about that, but like I said, I had paused it. I had paused it basically to, just let it run what I wanted to. My plan basically was when I would get together with my family, I would let it do it then when I was gone. And maybe I should have done that, but I didn't. So instead, I ended up running it yesterday because, like I said, the one thing that apparently, Windows or Linux or whatever software you have does is they make sure that you do the update or you get some kind of update, and basically by, I would assume, instituting a fail-safe or whatever you want to call it, they make sure you get the update one way or the other. That's what they make sure of. They make sure you get the update one way or another, even if they have to do minor updates or virus scans or whatever they call them, just to get your attention, which would sometimes cause your computer or your laptop or whatever to slow down. So yeah, basically I had to update my computer yesterday. And my problem with this, and I know I'm about almost 10 minutes in talking about this, my problem with this is the fact that if they don't want us to miss an update, whether it's a major one, whether it's a minor one or whatever, then why give us an option, if you will, Why give us an option, if you will, to pause the updates if you're going to constantly give us minor updates here and there? Why do it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion, that if you're going to do minor updates, even when somebody pauses the updates, then why even allow us to have them? That is what I don't understand. Why even allow us to have them if you're going to pause them anyway? If you're going to do them anyway, even if they're like little updates here and there to get our attention. I don't get it. I really don't get it, because isn't the purpose of pausing updates, whether it's Windows updates, Linux updates, or whatever updates, isn't that purpose to allow you to be the one that schedules when it happens, when it occurs? Isn't that the purpose? Isn't that the purpose of updates? To allow you, the opportunity to be the one that decides when and where the update occurs? Because it does to me. It does to me. I feel that, it should give you the option to basically, or give you the power as well to basically decide when the updates occur. But that's the thing. If these kind of companies like Microsoft and Apple and whoever else that has these programs that are pre-installed into your devices, laptops, computers, notebooks, whatever, if they want you to have the updates, then why provide you with the pause option if they're just going to constantly bugger you with the minor ones by saying, hey, you don't want us to interfere? Do the update. It just don't make sense to me. Because what you're doing is you're basically causing people to possibly worry that they may have to go get a new computer or a new laptop or a new notebook or whatever. And look, I understand maybe that's part of the reason so that, you as a company, you make money. But look, if that is the case, then why don't you just do little ads? Why don't you put ads that pop up and say, hey, if you like what we do, if you like the updates that are helping your computer here, why don't you invest in getting this kind of computer, for a certain amount of dollars and stuff? Why don't they do that? It just doesn't, honestly, it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion, that if you're going to, if you're going to go and constantly do minor updates, even when somebody pauses them, then why even give people that option? It doesn't make sense from what I could see. Because yesterday, like I said, I had to basically, reboot my computer about once or twice before it started working right. Thank the Lord. And then, just out of the fact that I know it wasn't something that I did, that they basically were updating, what did I decide to do? I decided, fine, you want me to do the freaking update? I'll do the freaking update. And that's what I did. And oh, by the way, it was like I said, it was a feature update. It was a feature update that they could have easily let us know that, hey, we got this feature update, so we're going to disable the pause option so that you have no choice but to get it. And you know what? If they would have done something like that, it would have been a lot easier on a lot of us. Because I know I'm not the only one that dealt with this. All right? I know I'm not the only one that dealt with this. You know what? And you know what's crazy? I was this close. And I still am. It's in the back of my mind. I am this close to putting another computer into this house, another laptop into my room, just in case. Because I don't know what's going on with that one. I mean, I do, and it works fine and everything, but still, I cannot stand the fact. Not stand the fact. And I know the same is going to be with the new one, but I cannot stand the fact that they will not just leave us be. Again, if you're going to give us a pause option, to pause the updates for as long as we need them to be until we feel the time is right, then let us use that option. Don't bug us about doing the update. And oh, by the way, don't do updates when we've already paused them. It's just confusing. It's frustrating. And if I'm Windows, if I'm Microsoft, if I'm Apple, if I'm anybody that has this kind of software pre-installed into laptops, computers, smart devices, whatever, if I'm anybody in charge there, I start thinking maybe if I'm going to make my consumers happy, maybe I should not bug them with updates constantly. Maybe I should, allow them that privilege of, pausing the updates and not doing any in the background until they feel the time is right. Or maybe what you need to do is come out to your consumers and say, yeah, that pause option, we're going to disable it. We're going to take it away because you know what? There's a lot of you that pause the updates when you should be downloading them. So, we're going to take it away, and that way you have no choice but to deal with the updates. To me, it would make sense either doing that, or it would make more sense for them to come out and issue an apology and state that they're going to improve on the consumers, they're going to improve, I should say, for the consumers, so that when you have features like the pause option for updates, that it does live up to what it says. It pauses the updates no matter what. But that's just my opinion. I know I sound like I rambled a lot throughout this. I did some of this on the way home from Nob Hill, Nob Hill Grocery to back home. So if I didn't make any sense, I do apologize. But I know, again, I'm not the only one that's dealing with this. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. Let me know what your thoughts are on the live chat, during the premiere, and I'm out.